Hi student, welcome to 5th class of physics, and today's topic name is image formation by a concave mirror in different positions of the object. Okay, in this class we are going to discuss, or we are going to know uh, the process of image formation of any object placed in a concave mirror, placed in front of a concave mirror. Okay, in this chapter, or in this topic, we are going to know how and where the image will be formed of any object by the reflection of light rays from concave mirror. Okay, before this topic, or before in previous classes, we already know that image may be formed in front or in the backward side of a concave mirror. Image may be formed in the front side or the back side of a concave mirror, and in this chapter we are going to know where the image and how the image will be formed in front side or the back side of a concave mirror. If any object is placed in front of a concave mirror, the each point of this object act as a point light source. From this point light source, an infinite number of light rays comes or emergent and falls on the concave mirror. After falling on the concave mirror, reflection occur, and on reflection, the all reflected ray are moved backward side, and at any point this ray may meet at any point. Okay, where this all rays meet, all these reflected ray meet, we get a image on this point. Okay, but for sake of simplicity, we are not required all these rays, all these emergent rays. You can consider only two rays which are emergent from the object. And which two rays we can consider? There is 4 rules. Okay, by this rule we can consider only two rays comes from the object. And which two rays we can consider? The rays only can consider whose reflected path, whose path on reflection are easy to known us. Only those rays we can consider whose path on reflection are known to us. Okay, so only two rays among these infinite rays we can consider. Before entering this topic, I want to discuss a general issue, and which is very important to know us. Okay, let's consider a concave mirror. This is a concave mirror, and a ray of light falls on this concave mirror. Okay, here let's consider this is the point is D. At the D point, this incident ray falls. Okay, if I ask a question to you that how much space occupies by this incident ray on the concave mirror, then what will be the answer from you? We can get, you can say that a little space occupied by these rays falls on this concave mirror, and I say this answer is absolutely right, because you can see here this light ray is very thin light ray, and all light rays are actually thin. So this light ray is very thin, and it occupies a little space on the concave mirror. And as we know, a little portion of a curve, a little portion on a curve is a straight line. A little portion on a curve, we consider a little portion of a curve as a straight line. Similarly, a little portion of this curve mirror, a little portion of this curve mirror can be considered as a plane mirror. Okay, so this little portion of this curve mirror can be considered as the plane mirror. So we consider here this little portion as a plane mirror. And as you know, for the reflection at the incident point, you always draw the perpendicular. So you can draw here the perpendicular. Okay, perpendicular maybe go in this way. Okay, perpendicular go in this way, and you know that the angle of incidence, this is the angle of incidence made by the incident ray with this perpendicular, and according to second law of reflection, the incident angle is always equal to the reflection angle. That means angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. So you have to draw the reflected ray in such a way. You have to draw the reflected ray in such a way that angle of incidence must be equal to the angle of reflection. So in this picture, you can see here the angle of incidence is very similar to the angle of reflection. That means angle of incidence is very equal to the angle of reflection. So this is the process. To drawing the angle of incidence, angle of reflection, and incident ray and the reflected ray. This is the process to draw the reflected ray and the angle of reflection. Okay, so a little portion of this curved mirror can be considered as the plane mirror, and where the incident ray incident, in which point the ray incident, on this point you can draw a perpendicular, and the incident angle, that means angle of incidence, always made between incident ray and the perpendicular. And you, according to second law, you know that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So you have to draw the reflected ray in such a way that incident angle of incidence must be equal to the angle of reflection, or the angle of reflection must be equal to the angle of incidence. This statement you have to mention, or you have to note. Okay, let's we enter the case. Okay student, let's start the brief discussion about this topic. And in this topic we're going to know the process of image formation by a concave mirror. And in this topic we will discuss the image formation in various cases. That means the object will be positioned in various distance, or in various positions. For various positions of the object, we're going to know the image of the object. Okay, let the first case, let's go to discuss about the first case. And first case is when the object is at infinity. Our first case is when the object is at infinity. Let's discuss this briefly. Okay, here two rays is already shown. This is the concave mirror, and this is the pole, this is the center of curvature, and this is the focus. Okay, let us consider two parallel rays which are not parallel to the principal axis. Let us consider two parallel rays. Here a principal axis is xp, but these two parallel rays are not parallel to the principal axis xp. These two parallel rays, this A and A, these are two parallel rays for each other. These two parallel rays are come from infinity, are come from a object which are situated at infinity. Okay, and a ray falls at the point D on the concave mirror, and another ray falls at the pole of the concave mirror. Okay, so this is above ray falls at the point D on the concave mirror, and at this point you have to draw a perpendicular. As you know that at the point of incidence there should be a perpendicular, so I draw a perpendicular at this point. And if you change this perpendicular, you can get this perpendicular is match or mate with the center of curvature C. Okay, so this is our angle of incidence, and as you know, angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. So you have to draw the angle of incidence in such a way that angle of reflection must be equal to the angle of incidence. That means you have to like this. Okay, so this is our angle of reflection. So this is our angle of reflection. Then you can draw the reflected ray. So this is the reflected ray. Okay, now you can give a name. this is a reflected ray DA. This is reflected DA. Now another ray A, the below ray A falls at the point pole. Okay, at the point pole. As you know, this incidence is known as oblique incidence. So this is the angle of incidence I. Similarly, according to second law of reflection, the angle of reflection would be same. So you can draw the reflected ray, and reflected ray also are oblique reflected ray here, reflected obliquely also. Okay, this ray reflected obliquely, so you can draw the reflected ray. Okay, so this is our reflected ray, and these two ray, this is our reflected ray for this ray. Okay, for this incident ray, this is the reflected ray. We give a name PM. Okay, the reflected ray is PM. For this below A incident ray here is AP is the incident ray. For AP incident ray here, reflected ray is PM, and you can see that these two reflected ray DA is the first reflected ray, and second reflected ray is PM. These two reflected ray meet at a point. Let us consider this point is A prime. Okay, these two rays meet at a point A prime, and this point is just below at the focus, just below at the focus. Okay, just below of the focus. This point is situated just below of the focus. So you can draw here a image. Okay, so image is present here. Image would be from here. Okay, so this is your image. Let's write the focus, principal focus F here. So this is our image. Okay, you can see here this image is inverted. Okay, so this is our image. Hope you understand how this image is formed. Okay, these are two incident ray. One incident ray falls at the point D of the concave mirror, and other incident ray falls at the point pole of the concave mirror. Okay, at this point D, you have to draw a perpendicular, and perpendicular CD. You can see in here the perpendicular DC, perpendicular DC at the angle of incidence I, and then according to second law of reflection, you have to draw the reflected ray in such a way that means angle of reflection would be same as the angle of incidence. So this angle of reflection R is equal to angle of incidence. Okay, in such a way you have to draw the reflected ray, that angle of reflection must be equal to angle of incidence. Okay, so this is DA, reflected ray for the incident ray AD. For the angle incident ray AD, DA is the reflected ray. Okay, oh sorry, here the name is same. You cannot use another A because already you use the A, so you can give a name N. Okay, DN is the reflected ray for the incident ray AD. Okay, are you got the point? AD is the incident ray, and DN is the reflected ray for AD. Okay, another ray AP, another ray is AP is the incident ray, and for AP, PM is the reflected ray. For incident ray AP, PM is the reflected ray, and these two reflected ray DN and PM meet at a point A prime. So your image will be formed at the point A prime. Okay, just below of the focus. So you can also say the image is formed at the focus. Okay, as the focus is very well known to us, so you can say that at the image would be formed at the focus. But this image is inverted because the upper portion of the object is below. Upper portion of the object becomes down portion for this image. Why this image is inverted? Because you can see here the upper portion of the object may be like this. So this is the upper portion, and this is the down portion of the object. But in this image you can see here that upper portion of the object becomes down portion, so we say that image is inverted. Okay, let's discuss the characteristics of this image. Okay, let's start the discussion about the characteristics of this image. Okay, actually this image, you can call this image FA prime. And what are the characteristics of this image? First characteristic of the image is real and inverted. This image is real and inverted. What is which type of image can be called as a real image? The image which can be occupied on a skin, this type of image is called as a real image. Okay, the image which can occupied on a skin are called as real image. Okay, if you take a skin at the position A, then you can see the image on the skin. You can see the image on the skin. So this type of image here is known as a real image. Okay, so this image is real image. And inverted already I discussed, because the upper portion of the object becomes here down portion in the image. Upper portion of the object becomes down portion in the image. So this image is inverted image of the object. This image is inverted of the object. Now second characteristic is the much smaller size than the object. Much smaller size than the object. This image is very small size. The object is of very large size. Object is very large size. If you want to watch, if you want to see the image of sun on a concave mirror, then you place the concave mirror in any positions in front of a sun, then you can see the image of sun on the concave mirror. But the size of the sun on this object is very small. Okay, so here the object is situated at the far distance from the concave mirror. That means you can consider at infinity positions. At the infinity position, sun is situated, but you can see the image of the sun on your concave mirror. But here the size of the image is very small, very smaller than the object, because we know that size of the sun is actually very large. Okay, but the image size is small. Why? Because the sun is situated at a far distance, or at infinity. Sun is situated at infinity from the concave mirror. Okay, so its image size is smaller than the object. Okay, next, formed at the principal focus F. Actually the image is formed at the principal focus F of the concave mirror. So we can see the last characteristic, or the third number characteristic, is formed at the image is formed at the principal focus F. Okay, so these are all characteristics of the image when the object is situated at the infinity. Okay, so this is the first case, and first case is when the object is at infinity. Okay, next case, let's we discuss the next case. Okay student, let we discuss the second case, and our second case is when the object is beyond the center of curvature of the concave mirror. Okay, and our second case is, what is our second case? You can see here, second case already written here, when the object is beyond the center of curvature of the concave mirror. Okay, in this picture, this is a concave mirror. Okay, and we do not give the name of the concave mirror. Let's see, this is the concave mirror. Here P is the pole of the mirror, F is the principal focus of the concave mirror, and C is the center of curvature, and XP is the principal focus of the mirror. And this object, this is the object AB is the object which is situated beyond the center of curvature. This is the center of curvature, and the object is situated beyond the center of curvature. Okay, AB is beyond the center of curvature. That means back side of the center of curvature the object is situated. So this object is situated at the beyond of the center of curvature. Let's see how the image would be formed for this object. Okay, here you can see that from this object a ray from the upper side, of this object can be considered, which falls on the concave mirror in a direction parallel to the principal axis XP. So this is the incident ray, first incident ray. Let us consider this ray falls at the point D on the concave mirror. This ray falls at the point D on the concave mirror, and this ray is parallel to the principal axis. This ray is parallel to the principal axis XP. And other rays, let us consider another rays, okay, which may be falls on the concave mirror after passing through the center of curvature, because the center of curvature is the near point to the object. Here you can see that here the center of curvature is the near point to the object. So the another ray must be passed through the center of curvature. Okay, another ray must be passed to the center of curvature. Let we discuss what are the reflected ray, and in which point the reflected ray will be meet. Okay, because this is the two incident ray, we will get two reflected ray here. Okay, one ray is parallel to the principal axis. If any ray falls on a concave mirror parallel in a direction parallel to the principal axis, we know that the reflected ray will be passed through the principal focus. We already know that if any ray falls on a concave mirror in a direction parallel to the principal axis, the rule 1 says that reflected ray will be passed to the principal focus. Okay, but before drawing the reflected ray, you have to draw the perpendicular at the point of incidence. Okay, if you extend the perpendicular, you can see that this perpendicular will be meet at a point center of curvature. Okay, this point, this is the perpendicular. Let's see the perpendicular, and here this is the angle of incidence. Okay, this is the angle of incidence. You can say that BDC is the angle of incidence. So angle of reflection must be drawn in such a way that the angle of reflection must be equal to the angle of reflection. Okay, if you draw the reflected ray passing through the principal focus, you can get that reflected angle of reflection must be equal to the angle of incidence. So we draw the reflected ray here. Okay, can you see? Let's here. Okay, this is the reflected ray. Okay, this is the reflected ray, and this we give a name. DN. DN is the reflected ray for BD incident ray. So here look at the picture. BD is the incident ray which is parallel to the principal axis XP. BD is the incident ray which is parallel to the principal axis XP, and as this ray is parallel to the principal axis, the reflected ray will be passed to the principal focus. The rule 1 says so. The reflected ray DN passed to the principal focus A. Okay, do you understand? Next, the other ray B from the B point from B will mate. Let us consider this ray falls at the point M. Okay, this ray falls at the point M on this concave mirror. As this ray passing through the center of curvature, the reflected ray will be retraces the same path. For this ray, as you know that this ray is passing through the center of curvature. When a ray passing through the center of curvature and fall the concave mirror, the reflected ray go back along the same path of the incident ray. The reflected ray will be go back along the same path of the reflected ray. This is the second rule of reflex. This is the second rule which I have discussed in the previous class. Okay, so reflected ray will be go back along the same path, and here the incident ray is, you can call the incident ray is this is the center of curvature. The incident ray is BCM. So reflected ray will be MCB. Okay, try to understand. The reflected ray will be MCB because the here reflected ray will be go back along the same path. Okay, why? Because the incident ray passing through the center of curvature. That means this here the incident ray falls on the concave mirror perpendicularly, and when a ray falls any reflector surface perpendicularly, the reflected ray will be reaches the same path of the incident ray. So here reflected ray go back along the same path of the incident ray. Okay, that means this is the reflected ray. This is the reflected ray of the second case, and this is the reflected ray of the first case. Okay, this is the reflected ray of the first case. For the incident ray BD, the reflected ray is DN, and for incident ray BCM, the reflected ray is MCB. So when the reflected ray go back along this path, the reflected ray MCB mate with the reflected ray DN, at the point here, at this point. Okay, let us consider this point is B prime. So here the image would be formed because the two reflected ray is meet at here, so image would be formed at here. Okay, this is the image, this is our image. Okay, let us consider this point is B prime and this point is A prime. Okay, also you can see here that similar to the case of first case, similar to the first case, here the image is also inverted. Here also the image is inverted and a smaller size than the object size. Okay, here the image is a smaller size, here the object size is bigger and the image size is smaller. Okay, and this image also real image. So let's us write the characteristics of the image. Let me write the characteristics of. Okay student, let's discuss the characteristics of this image. Here this is the image, a prime b prime is the image. Okay, a prime b prime is the image, and in this picture you can see that, you can understand that this image is inverted of the image AB. Why this image is inverted? Because the upper portion of this image object, upper portion of this object becomes the lower portion in the image. Upper portion of the object becomes the lower portion in the image. So this image is called as the inverted image. Okay, inverted means up down. Okay, up down will be, upside and downside will be interchange. Upside and downside will be interchange in the image. So this image is inverted. Here this image also is, this image is real. Why this image is real? Because this image can be obtained in a skin, on a skin, sorry, this image can be obtained on a skin. So this image is called as a real image. The image which can obtained on a skin are called the images, the images which can obtained on a skin are called as a real image. So here this image can be obtained on a skin. If you place any skin in these positions, you can get the image on the skin. So this image is real. Okay, and this image is inverted, already I discussed. Next, the smaller size than the object, smaller size than the object. As we already seen that this image is, the size of this image is very small than the object. So the size of the object, size of the image is smaller than the object. Okay, this is the second characteristics. Do you understand? Do you got the point? Very easy. Okay, you can see that here image is a very small size. Okay, so image is smaller size than the object. Okay, next, lying between the focus F and the center of curvature. Where the image is lying, the image is situated or lying between the center of curvature and the focus, or you can say the focus or center of curvature. So here image is situated between focus and center of curvature. Okay, we say that the image is lying between focus and center of curvature. Okay, these are the characteristics. Okay, these are the characteristics. So first character is real and inverted. Second character is smaller size than the object. As you've seen here, the image size is small and the object size is big. So the image size is a smaller size than the object. Okay, is the second characteristic, and the last characteristic, image is lying between focus and center of curvature. Okay, this is the main characteristics of this image. Okay, let's discuss the next case. Okay student, let us start the next case, and our third case is next case, that means third case, and this third case we're going to discuss about when the image formation. We're going to discuss about the image formation when the object is at center of curvature of the mirror. Okay, when the object is placed at the center of curvature of the mirror, how the object will be formed and where the object will be formed, we discuss in this case. Okay, we will discuss in this case. Let's start. Okay, this is the object, and always from this object, from the upper portion of this object, a parallel ray must be fall on the concave mirror, and this ray falls on the concave mirror in a direction parallel to the principal axis. Okay, so this is the ray falls from the upper part of the object on the concave mirror in a direction parallel to the principal axis. Let's this ray falls at the point D, on the concave mirror. So this is the incident ray which comes from the object upper part, and this ray falls on the concave mirror at the point D in a direction parallel to the principal axis XP, Okay, next, the other ray. Let's consider the other ray. Okay, for this object, what is the nearer point for these object positions? What are the nearest point for this object? Which is the nearest point for this object? The nearest point for this object is principal focus. So another ray must be go through the principal focus and will fall at the on the concave mirror. Okay, So next ray